One time I had a meeting at the church, and at that time it was a 30-minute drive from my house. I left a little bit late, but I knew if I didn't hit any traffic, I would get there right on time. I prayed for favor. Lord, thank you for making my crooked places straight. There was a light leaving my neighborhood. In 3 years, I had never seen it red. It was always green, but right when I got to the intersection, it turned red. It was the strangest thing. I got on the freeway and took off, praying that God would give me discernment to know which hill the policeman would be sitting over. And I was doing fine. Still had time to make it. Then the traffic started slowing down. As it got slower, my blood pressure went higher and higher, slowed down all the way to 20 miles an hour. It was never that slow at that time of day, and I was frustrated. The lane next to me was going a little faster. I tried to get over, but nobody would let me in. I waved, smiled, blew kisses, held up a 20, but nothing. Finally, someone paused and let me in. I thought, thank God I got over. Right when I did, that lane stopped. I sat there and watched the lane I was in pass me by. I was so stressed. I just knew that was the enemy attacking me, making me late. Now I realize that was God attacking my impatience. That was God allowing me to be in an uncomfortable situation to bring to light impurities in my character. It didn't happen overnight, but I started dealing with it, ruling over my emotions, not letting that upset me. Now I've learned to stay in peace, that God's ordering my steps, that I'm at the right place at the right time. Are you trying to pray away what God is wanting to use to refine you? Instead of trying to change everything, why don't you pray, God, help me to change. Help me to come up higher, to be more patient, to overlook the offense, to not be jealous, to not let other people steal my joy. Sometimes the test is to be good to someone that's not being good to you. It's easy to treat people the way they treat us. They're rude to us, we're going to be rude to them. They put us down, we're going to put them down. They stabbed me in the back at work, I'm going to get revenge. But if you're going to reach your destiny, you have to be the bigger person. Let God fight your battles. If you sink down to their level, get baited into conflict, revengeful, paying people back, then God can't trust you with more influence. That's a test. Prove to God that you'll stay on the high road. Be an eagle and rise above it. This is what David did. He was one of King Saul's main armor bearers. When Saul wasn't feeling well, David would come in and play the harp, and Saul would get better. But Saul was jealous of David. He could see the favor on his life, and instead of being happy for him, he let that jealousy get stronger and stronger, made him bitter toward David. One day, while David was playing the harp, being good to Saul, Saul threw a spear and barely missed David. Here David was doing the right thing, trying to help Saul, but Saul was trying to kill him. David could have fought back, tried to get even, but he knew Saul had been anointed king. He respected the authority he was under. So he ran in the desert. Saul came chasing after him. At one point, David found Saul and all of his men asleep. It was David's big chance to get even, to pay him back. In one moment, he could take Saul out, but he wouldn't do it. When Saul found out how David spared his life, he wept. Said, David, you're a better man than me. The reason God could trust David with so much influence, honor, resources, is he kept passing the test. All these times he was under great pressure where he could have done what he felt like, told Saul off, got revenge, made his life miserable. David wouldn't do it. He took the high road. He let God fight his battles. He was kind to someone that wasn't kind to him. And when you treat people right that don't treat you right, you're proving to God that you can handle more influence, more responsibility. This is a major test because most of us will be good to people that are good to us. But to go where God wants you to go, you have to be good to people that are not good to you. When you let God refine you, you don't let the offense get in. You don't live thinking about paying people back, but you stay in peace. You're going to see God's favor and blessing in great ways.